So, so I've been doing heavy research, right? So I learned about Dr. Morton, and Dr. Morton was an archaeologist, and basically Dr. Morton wanted to know who were the descendants of the slaves that were in Egypt. Okay, the slaves that the Most High sent Moses to go send out into the wilderness, send free into the wilderness. Okay, so Dr. Morton, if I believe correctly, he collaborated with Dr. Glyden, I believe that's his name. And so he was supplied with the skulls. So he took the cranial skulls of the slaves that were in Egypt. He took the cranial skulls of the Africans and took the cranial skulls of the slaves that were in America. Okay, the Negroes, us. So he took all those skulls and he delved into the structures of all three of them, all their heads, and all of the structures of it. And what he came to realize is the African skulls are not a match at all to the Egyptian or the Negro skulls. They were not a match. The Negro's head is longer than the African's head, and a lot of different other structures that just didn't match. It was, wasn't the same at all. And then they came to realize afterwards that the slaves that were from Egypt and the slaves that were from America, those skulls were a perfect match. A perfect match. So if we know that we are the descendants of the slaves that were brought to America, and then found out that the skulls and everything is a perfect match to the slaves that were in Egypt, then that tells you that we are those same people. Those were us. So if you keep going and you know that the slaves in Egypt were the Hebrew Israelites that God sent Moses to go set free, and you keep on reading and you find out everything about the Bible is for the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, that's us. Like, those are our people. And of course, why would they hide that from us? Because they know what's coming. They know what's coming, and they know where we were given. We are God's chosen people. And so, and now in America, everybody, you hear them say it's one human race. It's a human race, and we all equal. We got to understand, we got to stop fighting for equality that doesn't exist. Okay? God made us a separate and holy people. The Most High did that. Okay? It's not my words. You got to read it. And I'm real big on Deuteronomy 28. As a lot of people know, if you listen to my music and everything, Deuteronomy 28. You go from verse 1 through 14. The Most High says that if you will hearken and listen to my laws and follow my laws and commandments, all the blessings we will have, everything that will be on top of everything. Okay? Then from 15 through 68, he says, if you shall not hearken, don't listen to me, and you don't follow my laws, you don't follow my commandments, a whole list of curses that brought upon our people. And you go read through the curses, go read through all of them. And they apply. Like, who do they apply to? I mean, you see the things prophesied right there applies to us, especially verse 68. People in the truth, y'all know that verse 68, where it says we will be brought to Egypt again by ships this time. I mean, what other group of people was brought into slavery on ships? We're the only ones. And it's prophesied. That's the transatlantic slave trade right there in the Bible. So, like I said, we fighting for equality. It doesn't exist. And while we was in slavery, they brainwashed us. They took everything from us. They taught us a religion. I realized we did not have religion before slavery. We had our identity. We had our laws to follow and commandments to follow as well, to keep. So y'all remember I did a video talking about what happened to our people, talking about what happened to the Israelites in 65 AD and 70 AD when the Romans were coming for us and we had to flee to the mountains, right? So why in the public schools, the first thing we learn is in 1619 about the transatlantic slave trade. That's the first thing they teach us. They don't teach us nothing prior to the 1600s. They just teach us like we were brought out of nowhere, like we're a whole new species of people, and we was put into slavery. Why they don't tell us what happened before that? Why is that kept a secret? Yo, so I was listening to this song, right? It's called Purpose by Humble for Yah. And he came in the song saying, we live in a world where it's cool to be evil. And that kind of hit me because you see so many people, I mean, like rappers, all of that, just people in the industry, everywhere. You see them get praised for doing something bad. And you got to realize all this stuff ain't nothing but influence. So when the kids or even grown people or whatever, they, see them doing this and they getting praised for it, then they gonna think that it's okay for them to do it too. They ain't nothing but just a system, man. If you know about this system, it's just what they show you for you to do that and to downgrade yourself, downgrade the people around you. But a lot of times the stuff that these rappers and stuff be speaking, in their real life, they don't even be doing that they self. So like, it ain't nothing but a system to get you to, do crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? You just got to think about that. So really, it's something that just like popped into my mind, right? And so I be on YouTube, and there be a lot of people, they be like, why you shouldn't become a Hebrew Israelite and all this stuff like this, right? But they don't understand that being a Hebrew Israelite is not what you become. That is who we are already. It's just what they haven't told us. So, they be telling us we're black, African American, and all this other stuff to hide it. All of those is what you call bywords. Bywords is something that phrases or words or something that you just use to cover up the truth about it. That is not who we are. If you look in the Bible, it talks about the Hebrews and all of that. Talk about what happened to the Hebrews and all that. If you keep researching and you find out and look, that's exactly what happened to us. And also, it's some more stuff I'm gonna bring out too on how is clear proof and evidence that we are the same slaves that were in Egypt. It's a lot of stuff I'm gonna bring out, but just think about that. I was reading Hebrews 4 and 12, and it says that the truth, God's word, cuts like a two-edged sword. So that's the reason, like when I'm telling the truth to somebody, and I get the reaction I get, where they can call me crazy, they can say I don't know what I'm talking about, it's not the truth, and all this other stuff. That's why I get the reaction. I mean, just think about it. If you've been taught something, forced to believe a different way for 300 plus years, and if somebody comes to you after 400 years of that and comes tell you that that's not the truth, this is, and they can try to give you proof and everything, but you think you're just gonna sit there and believe it right off the bat? No. And that's the reason you get the reactions you do. But you got to keep on, because the evidence is there. It's proof. You just got to research and look for it. It's not going to be given to us. You just got to research deep. And where everything is going to come together. That's a fact. So like, what I'm trying to get my people to understand now is being blind in this truth ain't no joke. Like, I mean, look where we at now for the lack of knowledge. Okay? We're destroyed people because of lack of knowledge. And also because just being disobedient. Okay? So now that I'm not blind in the truth no more, it's my job to help open your eyes to the truth so you can do the same. And so we just keep this pattern going. We got to start waking our people up. Like, this is mandatory. This is not, I mean, you see why we're suffering. That's the only answer, man, for our oppression. To get over it, to get through it, that's our only answer. We got to come back to our real roots. We got to find out who we are, for one, and what is required of us. You know what I'm saying? We got to find out ourselves, because the people that's, against us, they're not going to tell us that. So we got to get together and do that ourselves. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all have seen that video that's like going on Instagram stories and stuff, showing like a compilation of the police brutality and everything, basically saying, it's almost like a daily lifestyle for us now. You gotta be scared every time we get pulled over. Don't know what's gonna happen. You know, being accused or being, you know, taken down for crazy stuff. A lot of times we're not even doing anything. But what we gotta understand, y'all, is that police brutality and a lot of other things in this country is just a part of the curse. Like y'all remember, this is our land of captivity. We were brought here as slaves because of being disobedient. So it was a curse that was put upon us. So all this police brutality and police killing us and shooting us down is part of the curse. It's a part of the curse. It's not just happening. Why do you think they keep getting away with it? This is like we aren't in the hands of our enemies. There ain't nothing that we can do about it. But we gotta repent and change from all that. That's the only thing we. So like I want to talk about like my job in this journey, right? So basically, it's what I call planting seeds. So if I'm speaking like on here, or if I go to somebody, I speak to them or whatever like that, or somebody having a conversation about the truth, right? Even if they say they reject it right off the bat and don't want to hear it, whether they do want to hear it or don't want to hear it, it's planting the seed. Because at the end of the day, the Most High just using me to get it to them. Okay, whether they deny it right off the bat or not. So I might not be the only person that they hear it from. Most High might be just using me to get it into them now, but then he might use somebody else to keep going, or might send them back to me again. You never know. I just go with what he sends to me and what I can control. But planting seeds to me is very important. I feel like I do it with my music. I do it with these videos, and it is something that I'm gonna keep on doing on a daily.